We've got to create those examples. We've got to create those stories that people can attach to, that can change, so they can make that paradigm shift.
I started treatment a few months later, and thankfully I didn't have any side effects from the medication. I've been healthy ever since. And so for me, though, that knowledge, firstly, the access to the knowledge, and then, reaching out to people and a community really was life-changing for me. And
I think it comes down to being flexible, adaptable, understanding that not everything's going to go as planned and accepting that.
Right.
So I think, moving countries was very difficult. Getting through my PhD was difficult. Switching careers was difficult. And I think once you recognize that life is supposed to be somewhat difficult and challenging, it's supposed to have those moments. It's never just supposed to be easy all the time.
From a 3-hour, 45-minute race where I felt like I was going to die, to pacing top 10 and completing in 59 minutes. And when I had completed, I actually just sat down at the finish line and just smiled, because I was like, wow, I hadn't thought about it until that point. I have made all this progress. I mean, it was amazing.
I live life now. I know it's like, it doesn't get easier. You just have to create peace within yourself and harmony within yourself.
Everything, the way I knew how to do things just didn't work, and that's where the journey basically began. And so you start putting these pieces together, and as the day goes by, as the days go by, you learn to do things a bit better, a bit faster. You get a little bit stronger. But it's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Yeah, because I was disheartened a lot. All the time. If I couldn't, I was crying in my room, and I told my aunt, my mom's sister. I told her this year, and she was like, "No, your mom was ill long before this happened. Oh, you don't know my mom is gone, or then it doesn't register in your brain." And I'm also thankful that, I've had aunts and uncles that, looked after me growing up.